So now that we're pretty much through tax season and RSP season, I'm starting to get more questions about the upcoming presidential election. It's now what's on people's mind as we're roughly 6 to 8 months away from who's going to run the country for the next 4 years. So in general, when there is a presidential election, we generally see a very predictable type trend with the markets. And what we're looking at here today is I've noted the day of the election by the yellow star. And what this shows us, when we look 1 year out, as recent as 1 month prior to the election, we can actually see the performance of the market tends to reduce and stabilize and becomes pretty stagnant right in and around the actual election. And there's a perfectly good reason for this. The markets tend to dislike uncertainty. And what I mean by that is, as we go into a presidential election, generally we have the existing president, the president that's just coming out of his or her first term. And then we also get the second candidate. And because the market doesn't know who's going to lead the country for the next 4 years, generally what happens is the markets go in a holding pattern. They go in a holding pattern and they wait to see what the election results are. Okay. And once the markets and everybody can actually digest what's gone on, what we generally see is we see an increase to a growth 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year out from the election. What's a little different this year is we have two candidates that have actually both been in office. So we have Biden and we have Trump. The one good thing, regardless of which one you support or which one you believe in, or maybe you don't believe in, is that we both know how they run a country. So the benefit this time around is that regardless of who gets in, we have some past history, which I think is actually going to be good for the markets to a certain extent. I do believe the markets will likely go into a fairly flat period as they work through the election results. But generally speaking, years where there's a new president elected or an existing one elected, we tend to see reasonably good markets. We tend to see strong single digit to low double digit returns. And I think that will be true again this year, despite the fact of a little bit of a hiccup that we're going through right now. But long term, I believe, regardless of who gets in, we're going to actually see upside, a trend in the market. And you want to kind of stay the course, have an investment philosophy, have a plan, and you're going to benefit. And if you have questions how the presidential election might affect you or your portfolio, please feel free to reach out, send me an email, give me a call. I'm happy to provide my comments.